Hi everyone, welcome to Group 2K's Case Study 2 analysis of Maersk Line. Hi, my name is Ritchie-williams. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to who Maersk Line is. So Maersk Line, or Maersk Sea Land, is a Danish international container shipping company and the largest operating subsidiary of the Maersk Group, which is a Danish business conglomerate. Currently has 15-17% of market share with 660 owned and chartered vessels, 25,000 employees, and generated 27 million in annual revenue in 2021. The average age of a Maersk Line ship is about 5 years old due to constant modernization, and its clientele and target audience comprises of 25% of the business went to large businesses such as Walmart and Nike, 15% to freight forwarders, also known as middlemen, 50% to small customers, and the remaining 10% went to other freight forwarders. So Maersk's use of social media has changed rapidly throughout the years. Digital media is very different from traditional and industrial media and advertising in many ways, such as intimacy, cost, and frequency, as well as its reach. Social media is defined as the way in which people interact to create, share, or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and network. So social media was previously used for business to consumer communication. However, more recently, the company has shifted its use of digital media to enhance its business-to-business communications. This was due to the fact that Maersk recognized that social media can humanize companies and establish companies as thought leaders, all of which has increased its brand awareness and ultimately increased sales. As a result, Maersk has rapidly capitalized on social media and has successfully broken away from the boring connotations linked to business companies. So here are some of the key drivers for Maersk Line's social media success. The main driving force was Jonathan Winchman. So he worked full-time and he created a unique approach to social media that shifted away from the conservative marketing strategies. He was responsible for exploiting Maersk's social media reach and focused on business-to-business communications. This enabled Maersk to benefit from the first mover advantage. So Winchman put together a social media team that focused on recruiting followers as well as accumulating customer insight. He achieved this by deviating from the norm of a top-down approach, and instead he adopted a more flexible, dynamic, and spontaneous strategy to ensure that Maersk was authentically engaging with its target audiences. So the second key driving force was that Maersk focused on portraying authenticity through its digital mediums, as well as these 4 key areas of emphasis, which were communications, customer service, sales, and internal usage. This was important as Maersk highlighted the negative and positive elements of the business by ensuring that both perspectives of the brand were showcased publicly. An emotional appeal was able to be generated. By providing such transparency to its audience, it improved its credibility of Maersk's brand image, as well as providing a consistent brand image that focused on these 4 elements. The third key driving force was Maersk utilized various different digital media platforms, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google X, to expand the social media presence, all of which have helped create brand ownership with customers. This was particularly powerful as it enabled them to solve customer service issues through their digital media platforms. As highlighted in the case study, 98% success rate with customer service was generated over social media, which helped customers shift from demoters to promoters. Another key element of their social media success was buy-in and support from management. So throughout the entire process, support from upper management enabled Winchman and his team to adopt a flexible and differentiated approach to promotional activities via social media, all of which helped integrate its brand and Maersk's corporate structure. And the final driving force that we identified for Maersk's social media success was its strong visual engagement. So social media engagement from customers showcased Maersk Line's rich history of ships, which highlighted through customer interaction and its use of the hashtag Maersk, which was used to inspire people from around the world to send pictures of Maersk containers that they saw out in their natural environment. This was powerful as it increased customer traffic and engagement globally to the company.
Question 2. Evaluate how Maersk Line executed its social media plan and platforms. How does it create CV and CLV for Maersk Line? Maersk Line, the world's largest container shipping company, began using social media platforms to connect to their customers and interact with other businesses in 2011. At first, social media seemed like an odd fit for the type of company for this type of company? How can you make a container shipping company interesting and exciting enough to promote on platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? Developing a social media campaign for a basic and conservative business is definitely challenging. Maersk Line met the social media challenge by emphasizing 4 areas: communication, customer service, sales, and internal usage. The goal was to get closer to the customers, to demonstrate customer value and customer long-term value by interacting in ways that were personal. The key focus was approachability and personality. They use a unique approach that emphasizes communication over marketing and engaging over pushing. The first step for Maersk was to build their social media presence. Next, they worked on a study that included a social media budget. From then on, the focus became communication, sales, and internal usage. On Facebook, for example, they share photos and provided a documented company history. They use polls and contests to engage users in an interactive way. This approach was highly successful. They demonstrated the importance of customer value and customer long-term value by personalizing their communications.
My name is Parker Edwards, and I will be going over question 3 in the case. Question 3 states, how does Jonathan Winchman calculate the 1,500% ROI in Facebook, and whether or not I agree with it? Firstly, according to the case, Winchman relied on many studies that were able to put monetary values to specific social media metrics. So, for example, in the case, there was a study stated by Virtue that said a single Facebook like was equal to $3.60 a year. Maersk Line's engagement was 4 times higher than the average B2B brand stated in the case. So the $3.60 could actually be higher for Maersk Line, according to Winchman. So next, Winchman said that some quality aspects of the Maersk social media efforts were hard to put a number to. Some things noted in the case were employee engagement, customer insights, and innovation. So Winchman invented a formula for putting a value to the engagement. The formula was the sum of their latest 10 post likes, the number of comments multiplied by 2, and the shares multiplied by 4. Maersk Line's number, I think, was around 37, and that was higher than brands such as Disney, General Electric, and McDonald's, to name a few, stated in the case. There's a couple more, but those were 3 that immediately popped out to me. So to sum it up, his initial investment in Facebook was $100,000. So Maersk Line would need to have a return of $1.5 million for that $100,000 to equal his 1,500% return on investment. So I don't really see how Maersk could not have generated at least this much in Facebook after everything that I read in the case and everything that I stated here today. So therefore, I agree with how he calculated the ROI in Facebook.
Good afternoon, class. My name is Lucius Winston, and I'll be going over. Good afternoon, class. My name is Lucius Winston, and I'll be going over question 4 and 5 of the Maersk Line project. Question number 4 reads, how do you think Maersk Line competitors will react to the company's success in social media? And what do you suggest Maersk Line do to prepare for these reactions? And on this slide, I chose 3 different platforms that they use: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I just want to talk about how successful they have been using social media and how they reach their customers. Maersk Line reaches their customers through a variety of social media platforms. They've created a positive name for themselves by reaching their consumers on their own sites, by providing their customers with a unique way to appeal to them through social media platforms that become very successful. For example, Facebook has helped them build a connection with their consumers through Facebook stories and visuals through their posts. Instagram has helped them promote their business worldwide. Also using the hashtag Maersk to follow different trends and set trends. Twitter has helped provide consumers with an easy way to access news and different updates. Now on to the question, how competitors will react to their success. In order to compete with Maersk Line, competitors may take a different approach. Competitors may hire new social media teams to help compete with Maersk Line with new ideas and strategies that will appeal to consumers. Competitors may also take an approach to follow some similar tactics that Maersk Line has already used. The competitors may expand their use of social media and use a variety of platforms to help reach more customers. They may also work to make their social media and their content more appealing as well. What should Maersk do to counteract this? In order for Maersk Line to prepare for this competition, they will need to continue to develop new and updated ideas to appeal to their current customers as well as new customers. They will need to continue working to create a customer connection that makes the consumers feel important. Maersk Line has made it their mission to communicate with their customers. This approach has had a positive effect as it has made the marketing feel more personable. To prepare for competition, they can begin thinking of ways to enhance this personal marketing strategy and how to expand it. Now on to question 5. What should Maersk Line do next? What areas should the company focus on and why? As Maersk Line continues to expand and grow, they need to continue doing what works best for the company. Maersk Line should continue to implement their successful strategies of utilizing a variety of social media platforms to reach customers and relate to them. They can hire new personnel to assist and bring in new ideas on ways to enhance their techniques to continue appealing to their current customers while also attracting new customers. The company should continue to focus on reaching their customers on a personal level rather than a marketing level. As Maersk Line uses their communication strategy rather than a formal marketing strategy, they have successfully built a connection with their consumers. That's the end of my questions. Thank you so much. God bless.